Patrick Laing with Certainty Management. I've been telling the story this week about my experience with a former employer, a vacation ownership developer named Trendwest Resorts. I met some extraordinary business leaders and salespeople. I experienced really how sales incentives and spiffs and contests should be done. They did a fantastic job about that, or with that. But they really developed a model that was designed to help families get away, even on a budget, even if it was just down the road or just out to the coast, without having to buy a plane ticket, without having to go somewhere for a full week. Using their credit system that they developed, you could get away for a day or two. You could go away for a weekend. And that really transformed the vacation ownership industry in a very real sense. I was a beneficiary. I owned the product first. We liked it so much, I went to work for them, and I learned a lot with TrendWest. I learned a lot about the value of balance, of getting out and going and getting away, and the value of that for relationships, for families. Actually, I talked last time about my dad coming to the awards ceremony where I received the Garcia Award and how much that meant to me, just that time we were able to spend together. But the highlight of my TrendWest experience is that working there is actually how I met my wife, Tesha. It's a funny story. She came into a timeshare presentation one afternoon. She came with her friend Christy. She was supposed to be the wingman, the wing woman, to make sure her friend didn't buy the timeshare. They were there to get a free gift, some kind of weekend getaway or movie tickets or something like that. And Tesha was just the observer. As it turned out, Christy didn't buy, but Tesha did. I'll tell you, it was not an easy sell. She's probably my toughest customer I've ever had. It took her about 8 hours. And we talked and we talked and we talked, and we just really hit it off. And she ended up deciding to invest in the program. Ironically, she'd been saving money to buy a new car that I convinced her to put toward this instead. And that was a big risk. Long story short, we got to be friends. We went to dinner that night with the three of us. She and I, Tesha and I, ended up dating. We got engaged. We didn't get married at the time. We ended up breaking up, a little bit of a Mars Venus situation. But we reconnected about 10 years later. And now we've been married for over a decade. And I will always be grateful for TrendWest bringing us together. And I'm also grateful for the lessons I learned from them and from their program about the value of balance in our lives, of the value of getting away together as couples and as families. I think so often, and many of us can resonate with this, we work too much. We have an uneven balance between work and home, between work and play, and we need to do something about that. I learned from TrendWest the value of getting away, even if it's just a day or two. I've seen in our own lives how important it is to make that a priority. Even if you're on a budget, even if you can't afford to go somewhere expensive, go camping, go on a road trip, go stay out at the beach, get away and do it often. One of my favorite authors is a lady named Ellen Kreidman, and she wrote a book called Light His Fire, another version called Light Her Fire. And she says that if you don't spend the money to go somewhere as a couple once a quarter, you're going to end up spending it elsewhere, probably in divorce court or in the hospital, on your health, et cetera, et cetera. I've always remembered that lesson. And I agree. She also says you should give each other a 10-second kiss every day. It's a really long kiss if you count it. And you should go on a date night, same night every week, just the two of you, with no friends, no double dates, no groups, just the two of you where you can talk. All of these principles kind of, they connect. Getting away, going on a date, the 10-second kiss, the quarterly getaway. Even if you can't afford it, make it happen. It's so important. I'm grateful for the lessons I learned with TrendWest. I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned from my wife, Tesha. She's my best friend. And I'm truly grateful that she invested in this program we get to continue to use, because it does force us to get away. And it's so valuable. I appreciate you listening. Hopefully these tips are helping you and teaching you some little insights into creating more certainty in your life. They absolutely work. Hope you'll come back tomorrow and hear the conclusion to this week's lesson, and you can find more certainty in your own life. I wish you the very best. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.